Okay, guys, I told you guys we're gonna freaking bring boot camp day 10. Okay, day 10 special. Why, like I said in the last video, is because I'm gonna be dropping the strat as we speak. Okay, so I really want you guys to follow along. Don't get too stressed out because it's not gonna be hard. And I could say that with confidence because if it was gonna be hard, I would tell you guys, hey, if you're a noob, then most likely this is gonna be hard. And I really, really want to keep it simple, okay? And I want to teach you guys, okay, so how did I learn this strategy? Okay, so I used to trade a breakout strategy, okay? So this is the journey, okay? Okay, let's see my journey when it comes to strategies and how I learn, okay? So, okay, at first my first strategy was the supply and demand, okay? I was trading 5 minute and 5 minute supply and demand zones with 15-minute confluence and 1 hour confluence, okay? My second strategy was a 13 EMA breakout strategy, okay? And then I use both of those combined to build the strategy that you guys are going to see, which is my breakout strategy. It's just simply trading breakouts, okay? What is a breakout? We're going to go over it. Okay, so that's it. My journey, okay? My first strategy was supply and demand, and then I used supply and demand to trade 13 minute breakouts. And then from there, now I find the strategy that's making me money, which is breakouts. Okay, so when it comes to this strategy, guys, this took me about 2.5 years to learn. Okay, so this strategy has 2 years of data of profitability. So don't worry about losing. Just know that we can win and we're going to make money and you're going to get payouts because the data shows. So when it comes to this strategy, how I learned it was every day at the open, I would notice that the market would take off. Okay, so what I started to do was notice that okay, when market opens at 6:30 or 9:30, because I live on the West Coast, right? So it's 6:30 for me. When market opens at 6:30, we see that we get breakouts in this area. Okay, we see that we have fat candles pushing down. So in my head, I'm thinking, how can I catch this move? Okay, how can I actually make all the money that the market's providing in this area? Okay, because you guys got to think about it. Okay, when a candle's moving this much, that's a lot of money, guys. This is thousands of dollars that we see moving in this area, okay? That's not it's not normal, okay? So in my head, I'm like, well, how can I use the strategies that I learned to catch this move? Okay. So obviously I was learning out trend line breakout strategies. Okay. So I first started off with saying, okay, we have a clear trend line, and when the open comes, we have a support level here. What does it do? Price comes, breaks the trend line and the support, and then you could sell off here, right? Okay. You sell here and then you win. Okay. But it's not that sweet because that's what I was doing before. I was getting faked out, losing a lot of money. So that's why it took me so long to come to the point of the strategy. Okay. And the strategy is simple. Okay. So what you're going to do is let's say it's 625. Okay. All we're going to do, we're going to keep it simple. Okay. We're going to make this fucking strategy in steps. So just be patient. Okay. So, okay. We see the 625 candle print. Okay, it's 625. We have 5 minutes until the next candle, which is the open candle at 6:30, where all the volume comes in. Okay, so in my head, I'm like, well, the previous candle that's gonna print is 625, and then the open candle. What can I do on that previous candle and look at structure and look at all these things to figure out where the market wants to go? So what I used to do would be like, okay, we have a trend line here. Okay, we have a nice trend line. So what does that mean? Price is bullish. Okay. We have, and then this is where you could turn the liquidity tool on. This is what I do. We have liquidity sitting below. We don't really have any liquidity above. Okay. So, okay, we have liquidity sitting below. Okay. And then we also have no liquidity above. Okay, and then we clearly have a support level here. Okay, what's support? Support is when there's multiple candlesticks in an area. Okay, and then you have also resistance in this area. Okay, so we can clearly see that we have support, resistance, and we have liquidity below. And what I would do before would be let's see what the open candle does. And if the open candle breaks my trend line and support, I'm going to sell in this position here, okay? And then you would aim for this, okay? But what I was noticing is like today it was clean, right? You got your entry and you won. But the thing about it, guys, is that's not always gonna happen. Okay, you're gonna get faked out. Okay, this 630 candle isn't always just gonna drop. No, sometimes it rejects, it pushes up, it plays around. Okay, and then that's why I was losing so much money. So that's why I knew that, trading the trend line wasn't actually the move. And I found out a way where you could not get faked out. I found out a way where you could precisely know when to trade and when not to trade, and that's the strategy I'm about to show you, okay? So what I learned, okay, is simple. What you guys are gonna do is you guys see this candle here, right? So every day you're gonna wait until the 625 candle closes. So we see that the 625 candle closed red, okay? So what you're gonna do as it's happening, what I want you guys to do is have a long position open no matter what, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to have 25 points drawn up in each direction, okay? Okay. We're going to have 25 points drawn up in each direction before the 625 candle closes. So we obviously could see here that the 625 candle closed fucking red, okay? So what does that mean? Okay, most likely we see a bearish candle. I'm gonna put my entry on the wick. Okay, so you guys see what I just did. Okay, the candle closed red. So right when the candle closes red, you need to put this box, the middle point, right on the wick or the bottom of the wick. If it was green, you will put on the top wick. Okay, so let's let's pretend that this candle was green. Okay, let's pretend it was green. Okay, if it was green, I will put it. I would fucking Okay, if it was green, I would put it on top like that. If it was green, but it's not green. It's fucking red. So you put it on the bottom. You guys get it? So if the candle, write it down, guys. If this candle is green, we're gonna put our entry middle point where you see the middle white line. We're gonna put that on top of the wick, not the candle body, the wick. And if it's red, we're gonna put it on the bottom wick. And if it doesn't have a wick, you put it on the body, but most likely it's gonna have a wick, okay? This is why you had to watch the candlestick video so you can understand this. Okay. So we see that we put our or not our position, we just put our tool. We use this as a tool. This is our tool. This is our entry indicator. Okay. This is what I use the entry indicator for. This is not an indicator at all, but it is for me and my strategy. Okay. This is my strategy. This is the way I trade. This is what it took me to learn. You could have made over $250,000 with this strategy this year alone. So I know what I'm saying. Okay. I don't have to, you guys don't have to fucking, it doesn't have to be hard. We have to keep trading simple again. Make trading simple again, honestly. Okay. This is not that complicated if you try. And this is what I'm saying. You guys didn't need to learn anything. All we need is this tool for 25 points up and down, okay? We're chasing liquidity. That's why I told you guys to add the liquidity tool because we're going to use that shit right now, okay? So we have we see that the candle closed red. So what are you going to do? You're going to put your tool, you're going to put it right there, okay? Why are you going to put it right there? Because that's where the candle wick is. That's the lowest point that price push down was right here. Okay, so we're going to grab it, put it right there where it's supposed to be in the middle. Okay, and what we're going to do once this closes, right, you're gonna have to be waiting for the candle to close. It's gonna be moving, and then once you see that it's fully closed, you're gonna put it right on that wick, like I said. If it was green, you would put it up here because it's green. But as soon as it's red, you're gonna put it here, and all you're gonna do is wait for the market to show you its hand. Okay, you guys, listen. We need to be locked in because this happens so fast within seconds sometimes and minutes sometimes. So when you see the candle close, you're putting it on top or the bottom. If it's green, you're putting it on top of the wick. If it's red, you're putting it on the bottom of the wick. Okay. So when you see it, you're like, bam, okay. What you're going to do to actually press buy and sell is you're going to wait for it to hit these levels. Okay. These are our levels. So we're going to wait for price to show its hand by coming down in this area, like you guys see here. We're going to wait for price to come down. Okay. And we're going to have our positions here. You're going to have a buy position here. Okay. And then you're going to have a sell position here. Okay. And this is how simple it is. So let's say you guys are waking up, 6:30 hits, this 6:30 candle prints, it plays around, but it gives you an entry. Boom, you're in a sell position right when it hits the bottom of this box. Okay, that is your strategy. We're waiting for the market to push a certain amount of points to show which direction it is. Every time the market pushes a certain amount of points in a certain area, it continues to run in that area because we're most likely having liquidity pushing in that area. And like you could see here for our sell positions, this was today. This is a trade you saw us take today when Brian won. Same trade. We got in here, right? Boom. Okay, we got in there. Okay, and then we got our position, right? So we see that our sell positions here, candle close. Okay, we mark up our 25 points up, 25 points down. Okay, and then boom, right when price touches the bottom of our box here, let me turn the liquidity tool off so you guys can see better. Okay, so right when we see price come in, price actually shows its hand. Because you guys, if we just press sell right here, what if price wants to push up, push up, push up, and then it finally comes down and then it keeps running? Okay, so this comes with my experience, and this is why I've built this strategy over time, because I had to learn with a bunch of losses and losing money what is a perfect entry point, and 25 points is that perfect entry point. Okay, so we see that we have our basically our buy position here, our sell position here. How do we know? Because we have our 25 point tool. Right when that candle closes, you're like, okay, boom, 20. If it pushes up 25 points, I'm buying. If it pushes down 25 points, I'm selling. And most likely, once you get really good at reading market structure, you can clearly see that we have a trend line building. And most likely, we're going to want to break out of that trend line and take out all the liquidity. And that's why you use the liquidity tool. We have all this liquidity. What does that mean? That price most likely wants to come down and take out all this liquidity. Okay, so we know this. Okay, let's just see what happens. Okay, let's just see. We have our position here, guys. Okay, we have our position here. This is where I'm gonna press sell, and this is where I'm gonna press buy if the market pushes in that way. What does it do? Look, guys. Boom, bitch. Right. What the fuck? Look at that. Boom. Shows the market shows its fucking hand, right? What do? We're selling in this point. Your stop loss is always going to be 25 points on NASDAQ, okay? Nothing bigger than that. Always 25, okay? So we fucking see that. We're like, bam, baby. We got our entry. And guess what? You had your sell position. You got in. Stop loss is above. Look at all this liquidity that you could chase. Look, we could go all the way down here if you want. Okay, you can go all the way. You could aim for all this liquidity if you want. Let's see what the market did today. Let's see. What do we do? Did we go? I get out at a 1 to 2, okay? So let's just see what the market did. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that shit, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. If you held, you literally what did you do, guys? You literally cooked up. You took out all that liquidity and you caught that move first. You caught it all. Boom, broke out, took those positions, okay? So we need to be locked in. That's the strategy. I'll do it again for you. We can clearly see, guys, that we have our position here, okay? Okay, we have our position. We have our sell position here at the 25 point, okay? So when you wake up, it's going to be 625, okay, right? You need to be on the charts at 625. Okay? Right when this candle prints, If it's red, you're gonna put it on the bottom. If it's blue, or green, you're gonna put it on top. It was red, so we put it on the bottom. Our positions are ready for our sell positions are at the bottom of the 25 points. Our buy positions are at the top at the 25 points. All you're going to do is just wait. Boom. You got in here because your sell position was here, and then you got your win. What did price do? Price just kept shooting down, and you're making all that money. And that's what I'm saying. This is why the strategy is so fucking OP, baby. So, next video, that's the first video. Okay. That's how simple it is. This is going to be part one of my day trading strategy. Okay. We're going to make part two in the next video, but we're going to go over one more example. Okay. So we clearly see that we won today. Let's go to Monday. We also took a win on Monday, guys, with this strategy. Okay. So we go to Monday. And like I said, all you need is 25 points. You don't need to know the markets. You don't need to wonder. No. All you need is to mark up 25 points up and down on a candle at 625, okay? So just like here, like I said previously, the candle closed red. So we're going to put our entry point on the bottom of the wick. You're going to draw it up 25 points like this, okay? And you're going to draw it down 25 points, okay? Okay? And then what else are you going to do? It's 625. The 625 candle just closed. You're going to drag this right here, put it at the bottom, just like so. So when the 625 candle is actually printing, you're having this here already. You're going to draw up your 25 points up and down. Right when it goes, boom, you're putting it down just like so. Okay, boom, it's there. And then you're waiting to get your entry. Boom, you got your entry right here. So what are you doing? You bought the market in that area. Like I said, your 25 point stop loss is always going to be 25 points. You're going to take that off. You're going to aim for your 1 to 2. Okay. You could turn your liquidity tool on right here. You can clearly see that we have all that liquidity above. You got in here. What does the market do? Market breaks out. Look at that. Look how beautiful that shit is, bro. Like, you guys think this strategy is so good. That's why I'm sharing it with you. Look, boom, broke out, took that liquidity, boom, broke out. You literally got, could you have got that 1 to 4? Let's see if you got that 1 to 4 if you held. Boom. 1 to 4. Okay. That was Monday. And today was Thursday. We're only taking those 2 days. That's the strategy. You're going to wait for that 625 candle to close. If it is, write this down. If it's red, you're putting the entry little tool on the middle of it on the bottom of the wick if it's red. If it's green, you're going to put it on that top wick. Okay. So that's part one of the strategy, okay? In the next video, we're going to be going over more examples, but I want you guys have TradingView. You guys literally just bought it on bootcamp day one. Now, you guys need to go to today, if you're watching this, and practice it. Pull up the video on your phone and on your laptop, whatever you're using. Have me right there, and I'm literally taking you step by step. So this is fucking the strategy, guys. It works. I've like we're gonna make so much money. It's insane. Okay, but I need you guys to learn it, and that's why I'm breaking it down step by step. That was step one. Okay, we're just using that point system. Step two, we're gonna be talking about more of liquidity and how we can use liquidity to our advantage with this tool, and how to close at break even, how to know when not to trade, and all that good stuff. So I hope you fucking enjoyed this shit. Be ready. I hope you guys are excited. That's the strategy. It's simple. It's a point system. We base our trades off of how much points the market's moving, and most likely when it's going to push to a certain amount of points, that's when we get our entry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sweet, simple, short. It doesn't need to be long. We need to make trading simple again. Okay. And as you guys continue to train, you'll learn more. Okay. I just wanted to show you the strategy real quick because you guys should go test it and you guys could practice. But in the next clip or in the next bootcamp date 11, we're going to be going over it way more into depth. But today I just wanted to bring it out so you guys can kind of see what it's like and see why we win and how much action we're catching the real move in the market. We're moving with the bank levels. We are the fucking banks, baby. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let's lock in. You guys be safe. And I'll see you guys in bootcamp day fucking 11, baby. Let's get it.